Welcome to Heart2Heart video newsletter. We endeavor to give you the Heart2Heart news in 30 minutes or less. My name is Gary McKenzie. I am the VP of Public Relations for Heart2Heart Toastmasters Club and your moderator for this month's newsletter. First, let's hear from our president, Kimmy Avery. Kimmy.
Thanks, Gary. It's really great to be here with you as our VP of Public Relations. I'm excited to tell you about my road trip this summer and how it's going so far, taking pictures with the Toastmasters magazine. In this newsletter, we've got Michael Ann, Annabelle Kolstock, and Dr. Michelle Petacolis also supporting us in creating an informational channel for you to know what's going on in Heart2Heart. And we've got great things that we're doing. I'm going to just let you see some of my pictures, and this is something you too can do. Everywhere I went on my road trip, I stopped and I took pictures. Montana, North Dakota, Wyoming, and this is a valley in which I camped in at the bottom. It was a Shoshone National Forest. It was amazing. I went to Yellowstone National Park and I saw a bunch of bears and bison, and there's a baby bison right there. How awesome is that? There are bison jams that happen in Yellowstone. Did you know that? I also went to Belfield, North Dakota, which is where I went to my cousin's wedding. It was amazing. It was so fun. And now I'm in Idaho at my friend's house. I also stayed at KOA campgrounds along the journey, and I took a number of pictures from my trip in front of KOA signs. And all of these pictures I can send into Toastmasters International, and hopefully one of them will be featured in the magazine. What a great way to get visibility and have fun while you're doing it. There's my little sidekick in the back here. You can see him. That's Lorax. We also went to Sandpoint, Idaho. And Lorax and I went to visit Solar Roadways. They make hexagonal shaped tiles that are solar paneled for roadways that will decentralize our power grid. It's my passion, and you too can take your passion on the road. You can take whatever you love. I suppose you could even take pictures of yourself gardening with your Toastmasters magazine. But whatever you want to do, you can have fun doing it and take Toastmasters along for the ride. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Kimmy, for that fascinating glimpse into your roadways trip and how we can use our own photos to help promote Toastmasters. Now it's my pleasure to pass the program on to Michael Ann. Michael Ann.
Hi, everybody. Boy, I didn't plan well, or I would have my Toastmasters magazine to show you today. Okay, well, did you know that because of the July 4th holiday, we're meeting on the second Saturday in July? That's July the 10th. Plus, it's a very special meeting because we are installing officers, the officers we elected last month. And these officers are going to lead our club for the next year, and we are installing them next meeting. So let me introduce you first to our new officers. Our incoming president is Jeannie Alford. Our continuing vice president education is Annabelle Kolstock. Our new VP membership is Kimmy Avery. Our continuing vice president of public relations is Gary McKenzie. Michelle Petacolis is continuing as our treasurer, and Linda Patton is continuing as our secretary, and our continuing sergeant at arms is Sally Reyes. In addition to electing officers, we also self-select for shadow officers. So here are our incoming shadow officers. For president for shadow, I will be serving and shadowing Jeannie. Karina Aragon is shadowing for VP Education. Karina is also the person who's managing our new Thursday club meeting. Andrea Bell will be shadowing for VP membership. We have two shadows for public relations, Deb Peretz and Kimmy Avery. Linda is shadowing Michelle for treasurer, and Michelle is continuing to shadow as secretary for Linda. And Sandra Edwards is our shadow for sergeant at arms. In addition, we have space and want to invite you to consider becoming a shadow for all of our officers. This means we all get to share tasks and no one of us has too much to do. So even though we have first line of shadow officers, we'd love to have additional shadow officers for each of our officer roles. And you can talk to any of us who's an officer or is a longtime member in Toastmasters, and we can tell you all the great things that come with being a shadow officer, which includes learning the role and learning more about what it takes to make our club successful, which is always practicing leadership skills. Now, about installation, which again is going to be on July the 10th, we have a special guest for our installation on July the 10th. Our new division director, Tong Yin, is going to be installing our new officers. So it's going to be a great meeting. We'll see you there on July the 10th, 3:30 for socializing, 4 o'clock for starting our meeting. That's it for installation. Do come July the 10th for our Saturday meeting. We gather at 3:30 and our meeting starts at 4. And now I'm going to pass the baton to Annabelle.
Thank you, Michael Ann. Yes, I'm Annabelle Colstock, and I am the VP Education last year, and I'm going to continue to be VP Education, as you just mentioned, for this year. Well, what we have now is a very fun interview. We're going to bring Michael Ann back on for some questions. You know, I hear this HPL thing going around, this acronym. What the heck is HPL, Michael Ann?
It stands for High Performance Leadership. And it's a special project, which in the Pathways program is a level 5 elective for a number of paths. I want to talk a little bit about HPL because it's something that I really want to enlist other members to be excited about. First off, to earn your Triple Crown Award for the incoming year, you need to complete level 5. And the HPL is a level 5 elective. And it's also a project where you get to lead a team. In fact, you get to lead 2 teams. One is an action team and another is a guidance or advisory team. And you create a project to serve the general community or the Toastmasters community. And what I've decided to do is apply my HPL to developing the Toastmasters community, particularly Heart2Heart.
That sounds really interesting, Michael Ann. Now, why would someone choose to do an HPL?
I think because it's a great opportunity to practice new leadership skills. And one thing I always like about Toastmasters, and I say about Toastmasters, is we are a really friendly way to learn because we get a chance to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, it's a learning opportunity. And in Toastmasters, we're open to that. It's an easy way to begin to notice what your stretch places are and what you're really good at. And working together as a part of a team is a terrific way to do that. So why not do an HPL, especially if you have a passion project that you want to work on? Or for me, my passion is helping to grow Heart2Heart as a club, or any project that isn't even involved with Toastmasters.
That sounds wonderful. I think that I'm going to try to do one this next year. So what is the time period of an HPL? How much time does it take?
Typically about 6 months. And there are certain requirements that you have to complete. But my experience, I've been on an action team and I've been on a guidance team. And my experience is both of them were fun. So it kind of sped by and great things were accomplished. It's a way to have a targeted goal that you want to meet and to have fellow Toastmasters join you. You can actually have Toastmasters from other clubs be on your guidance committee or on your action committee.
Wow, that's fantastic. So we've heard about what an HPL is, why someone would want to do one, and how long it takes. Is there any last thing you might want to say about it?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I have some buddies here in Heart2Heart. We have been talking about how to create baby HPLs because Kimmy decided to do an HPL about this newsletter. And now look at what we've been doing. We placed second for most improved newsletter in a contest. And the contest is what made Kemi jump up and say, hey, let's do a newsletter. And now we have a newsletter. And that was an HPL. So Kemi got credit for her HPL in doing this. And I was on her guidance committee. So we started to talk about this and the idea of what are ways that we could excite members of Heart2Heart in how to choose some projects where it would serve our businesses, or it would serve our passion projects or our nonprofit organizations or volunteer projects, but it could also serve us in Toastmasters as an HPL. So my HPL project is to create a roadmap so that all of us can have easy ways to create HPLs, build and grow our businesses, and support ourselves in our educational programs.
Wow, I don't see a downside at all to that. That sounds fantastic. And I think that everybody here should really look into that. It's going to be very easy when Michael Ann has this roadmap in place. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do in your business, in your life, there's an HPL that you can formulate. So great. Thank you so much, Michael Ann. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Michael Ann, for going over the detail of an HPL. I know when I first joined Toastmasters, I always thought, what is an HPL? Thank you. You've had a great understanding and clarity as to what an HPL project is. And now let's reintroduce our president, Kemi, because she's been doing some polling. Kemi.
Thanks, Gary. So we've got a poll that we sent out a while ago about the newsletter. I'm going to tell you what the questions are in this poll because I want you to do it. Thank you so much for the people who have already done it. It gives us great feedback and it really helps us produce this newsletter in a way that supports you. But here are the questions. They're super easy. Are you aware of our award-winning 30 Minutes with Heart2Heart newsletter? The only reason we got second place in the newsletter competition was because we were late 24 hours one day. But we did get first place in most improved. The second question is, if yes, how have you viewed the newsletter? We have 3 options: the video, we've got a flip book, and we've got a PDF. Let us know so we know how to serve you. Have you subscribed to the newsletter channel is our third question. And then there's a link right there so you can go do that. And the more you do that, the more Heart2Heart YouTube channel is emphasized, the more visibility you get. Pretty amazing. Question number 4 is, please give us some Toastmasters style feedback. We want to hear from you, what we could improve, what we're doing well. And you know, the Toastmasters style feedback is that sandwich: positive, stretch, positive. Could you tell us some ways that you might want to participate in helping us create the 30 Minutes with Heart2Heart newsletter video? That's question number 5. Some of the ways that people can participate is, let's say you can't make the appointment to do the video. Guess what? You can send in a clip of your video. That would be fabulous. And then, of course, you get visibility. Number 6 is how you would like to participate in the newsletter production. It's a little bit of a leading question because we want you to participate. And guess what? The only thing that's important is your desire to learn the skills. Pretty amazing. And that is something that cascades outward and impacts your business and your influence. Question number 7, what are other ways you might want to participate that we haven't even thought of? We've got a bunch of geniuses working together, and that's great. But guess what? The structure of genius is having more than one brain working together. And when we add your thoughts to it, we can up-level our services. And then question number 8 is, would you like us to follow up with you about your feedback or about your interests? I bet you could do this in maybe 5 minutes. So again, thank you to all the people who have done the poll already. And if you haven't done it yet, please go and do it. Now, I want to let you know that Michael Ann was talking about the HPL project. We are getting ready to send you another poll of the skills you want to develop. And so be watching for that because we want to help you thrive. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Kemi. Those are marvelous questions you're asking. And I certainly encourage our listeners to take the poll to provide more information to how Heart2Heart Toastmasters can interact with you. And remember, it's a great way to gain your visibility. And now to introduce Michelle Petacolis. Michelle, take it away.
Thank you, Gary. My part of this newsletter is to tell you about my experience with doing an HPL project. I had just finished being president of Heart2Heart and was looking forward to an opportunity to rest. Then I got a phone call from Cynthia saying, how would you like to coordinate a speechcraft? You know, it's required for your DTM. DTM, do I want that? Then she told me what the whole idea was. It was to start a new club. And it was an opportunity for us to get all of our new members trained. And it was an opportunity for our experienced members to do presentations doing trainings. That's what got me, because I was still kind of like president of Heart2Heart, even though I wasn't anymore. I cared about my club. So I was in. Of course, it was really daunting because this speechcraft was going to take 10 weeks of new meetings every week. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, I don't know if you've ever worked with Cynthia, but she has visions that explode and balloon like you wouldn't believe. And sure enough, this speechcraft project got really big. But here's the reason. She wanted to start a new club. That meant we needed to collect or attract somewhere around 30 people in each meeting. And that meant we needed more coordinators. And how are we going to get people to show up every week to be coordinators? So we came up with these really good ideas, including giving them coordinator credit, which is what they need for their DTM. And I thought, I'm doing all this work and they're getting the same credit as me? Wait a minute. And then I said, what if I do this as an HPL, as a high performance leadership project, which is of course what I did. And I got a great advisory team. Diane Ployce was in it. She had wonderful ideas. In fact, her idea was to make it more fun. And that's when we instituted the sharing of the chocolates. And Cynthia, of course, was on my team as well, as she was a major support. And I realized that with her on my team, there was no way I could fail. And I have to tell you that doing this HBL project really, really up-leveled my leadership. I mean, I had been president of Heart2Heart, but this took me to another level. Number one thing, it taught me that I have to delegate, that I could not be everywhere at once. Number two, it really taught me to flow, to expect the unexpected and to come up with solutions, and always to have a plan B. We had an amazing plan B. Cynthia and me, when our presenters didn't show up, she or I would jump in and do the training. If you want to do a high performance leadership project, I encourage you to move forward. You're not going to find this experience anywhere else, and it will really expand your self-confidence and teach you how to enroll people. And it is really wonderful when you create something that has a huge result, when you actually impact people. You feel terrific. Oh, one more thing. Remember I said that, or maybe Mike Land said this, that where else are you going to get this sort of experience except in Toastmasters, where you can fail forward, that you can learn your skills, and nobody's going to die, nobody's going to get fired, and you bring other people along. It's a really, really great experience. And I invite you to really think about what it is that you would like to create and see if you can create an HPL project around it. One more thing. In Toastmasters, you have a whole community of people who also would be interested in helping you. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Michelle, for sharing your experience and the benefits of saying yes and stepping up and creating an HPL project and how it benefited you and helped you grow. And now Did you know?
Did you know about TLI? It stands for Toastmasters Leadership Institute. No matter how long you've been in Toastmasters, our district offers trainings throughout the year. Specifically, coming up soon, July the 17th, it's a Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have our biannual Toastmasters Leadership Institute. Happens in July, also in January. This is a great Saturday morning to connect with Toastmasters from all across District 57, which stretches from the Bay Area to almost the Oregon border. Well, who should attend? Every member of District 57 is encouraged to attend. Club officers should attend to pick up insights, tips, and background on their officer role. In this one meeting alone, shadow officers can learn a lot about the role they're shadowing. So heads up, shadow officers. Now here's a hot tip. Attending TLI is a great boost for starting your Toastmasters year, which always runs from July 1st to next June 30, because you will earn points towards your spring 2022 OATM award. That's Outstanding Achievement Toastmasters Award, which you've been hearing about over the past few months. Last year, I became an experiment. I said, what if I track OATM throughout the year instead of waiting until the last minute? Made a huge difference in how I used Toastmasters to benefit me and my business and to benefit the club as well. So when you attend TLI, guess what? You get some OATM points. Hot tip number 2, if you're an officer, you'll also boost Heart2Heart's points toward our Distinguished Club Program Award. We love being a DCP. Help us out. If you're an officer, OATM points, plus helping us get that Distinguished Club Program. Thank you very much.
That's great. And here's another, did you know?
Hey, everybody. Did you know our next Pathways orientation is coming up Saturday, July 24th at 2 p.m. Pacific time? As your VP Pathways, from time to time, I offer trainings in several ways. It's typically on Zoom so that we can benefit from the visuals. First, there's orientations, then Q&A tune-up times, and 3 ad hoc one-on-ones or small groups as needed. So let's go for orientations first. Orientations are for you if you are new to Toastmasters or Heart2Heart, if you want a refresher, or you just love learning and sharing what you know. That's because experienced members are welcome to come too, because we all benefit from everyone's experience. Isn't that right? Orientations introduce you to Pathways as 1, a concept, 2, a set of procedures for accessing your Pathways account, and 3, the basics for utilizing this educational process. And that includes what to do in order to earn the credit you deserve as you walk through Pathways, step by step. Well, what if you've decided that the paper version of Pathways is best for you? Concepts and the materials are the same, but the procedures and the basics will be slightly different because you won't be going online. Don't worry, I'll get you started regardless. Second, Q&A tune-up times. Here, you're going to bring your puzzles and you're going to get some guidance about specifics that will help you move forward in Pathways. Questions always do come up. In addition, you can request one-on-one time or small group mentoring as well. Now, what are you going to do? First, use the member listserv. That is Heart2Heart members at googlegroups.com. Let me say that again. Heart2Heart members at googlegroups.com. Every member is a member of this listserv. And so you will be receiving emails that will say Heart2Heart members. Pay attention. You use it yourself. So first, watch your emails for notices from me to the listserv about orientations. Second, If you have a question or a puzzle you want to solve, post an email on the member listserv to let us know your needs. That's why you want the email address, because that's where you send your questions. Third, respond to any questions that are posed by others. You could say, ditto, yes, I want to know this too, or offer your expertise if you happen to have it. Very often, I or another experienced Heart2Heart member may be able to answer your question on the listserv itself, or with a private email or a quick phone call. If need be, I'll arrange for a quick together time one-on-one or a small group of us to attend to your puzzle that everyone else shares. So that's the scoop. Saturday, July 24th is our first Toastmasters orientation to pathways in Heart2Heart for this year.
Thank you, Michael Ann, and thank you for going into pathways. I know many people seem to be a little confused about it. This is a great way for them to increase their knowledge and understanding of how they can participate in pathways. And now, we introduce Annabelle. Annabelle, take it away.
Great, thanks, Gary. So we have some fun events coming up, like the next 2 meetings in July. So we've already mentioned earlier that the meeting normally is on the first Saturday of the month, but we're going to do it on the second Saturday of the month in July because of the holiday. So July 10th is our Saturday meeting from 4 to 6 p.m. Come at 3:30 for some networking and to get ready if you have a role especially. I think we have all openings, 3 speeches, 3 evaluators, all the other roles we need for July 10th. And we're going to have the fun officer installation when we're going to have Tom in come and do the officer installation. You do not want to miss that. And then our next meeting, July 15th, is our Thursday morning meeting. We have introduced a second meeting a month, and it's the third Thursday of every month, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So we have one person signed up for July 15th, and that's Cynthia. She's going to be doing a headliner. So we have spots for 2 speeches on that date. That's our next few meetings. And then, of course, we have Michael Ann's wonderful training. It's going to be a great July. Thank you. And back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Annabelle. July truly is going to be an exciting month for Heart2Heart Toastmasters. And here's another. Did you know?
Did you know that grabbing roles increases your visibility? There are so many ways that you can participate in our meetings and get to know people. I remember back in the day when I was dating, I didn't like to go to singles events. Why? Because I didn't have a job. It was awkward. I didn't know how to talk to people. But then I learned that if I positioned myself at the door and was a greeter, or I positioned myself at the drink table and served people, I could get to know a lot more people because I'm a little shy sometimes. And so participating in the Toastmasters meetings gives you a job where you can actually participate and serve other people and help you to feel more comfortable. If you want to be an evaluator, that's a great skill. Think of how that would help you in managing people who are working with you, or managing a business partner, or managing a romantic partner. Learning how to sandwich that feedback so that they can grow and not feel humiliated and embarrassed or emasculated even. You can learn to speak by gently critiquing another person in a way that uplifts them and inspires them to action. You could also become a mentor. So I've spent the last 2 years as the president of Heart2Heart, and I'm going to be mentoring Jeannie. And yes, she is very knowledgeable in so many ways, and yet we work as a great team. So I'm passing the responsibility to her, and I get to be a sounding board for her as a mentor. And you too could be a mentor for somebody else. And you can level up your skills and end up being a leader in Toastmasters. Just allow yourself to envision what you being a leader would do for yourself, for your community, for the world. Who knows the amazing places you'll go? Toastmasters offers you all of that. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you for calling to our attention the benefits of grabbing those roles when they come available and how it will help individuals increase their visibility, their influence, and their leadership. And now, Annabelle, I believe you have some celebrations to announce. Annabelle, take it away.
Yes, thanks, Gary. I'm so excited to be announcing these celebrations because they're really awesome. We have a new member. His name is Philip Birdsong, and he's going to be a new member of Heart2Heart. He's already completed levels 1 and 2 of presentation mastery. So let's welcome Philip Birdsong. Fantastic. Now we have a bunch of us have gotten the at.am award. That's Outstanding Award for Toastmasters. Those are being awarded to Kimmy Avery, Michelle Peticola, Linda Patton, and Michael Ann. Fantastic, and congratulations. There's another award that is the Triple Crown Award, and it is a prestigious award, and it is being awarded to Michelle Peticola and Linda Patton for their leadership and also have finished several levels in their pathways. To get a triple crown, you also need to complete a level 5, which includes the HPL. Most of them is an option to do. So that's a way to get your triple crown, which would be awesome. And congratulations to our fabulous award-winning newsletter team. We're excited to keep our momentum going, and we're looking forward to those responses to the poll. Thank you, and back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Annabelle. Gee, Heart2Heart has numerous celebrations. Thank you for highlighting those. Now, I'll reintroduce myself. I'm Gary McKenzie, and I have the pleasure of being the chair of Toastmaster District's 57 Speakers Bureau. Some of the questions that always come up about the Speakers Bureau is number one is, how do you join? What are the requirements? Well, first, you must have completed a Competent Communicators Manual or Pathways Level 3. You must also be a member of a Toastmasters Club in good standing, which means you're current with your dues here in District 57. Next step, you need to submit a 3 to 5 minute video showing you speaking on a topic of your choice. And finally, you need to fill out and submit an application to become a member of the Speakers Bureau. And you can get the form at speakersbureau@d57tm.org. So just go to the District 57 Speakers Bureau website, and there you will find information regarding the Speakers Bureau and the application. So I encourage you, if you're interested in becoming a member of the Speakers Bureau, please go to the site and fill out the application. And now in closing, thank you for spending your time with us today. I sure hope we were able to give you another good look at what Heart2Heart has been up to. And our president, Kimmy, has some closing comments for you. Kimmy.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you, this amazing newsletter team, Annabelle, Michelle, Gary, and Michael Ann. I'm so grateful for all of you for helping me on my action committee to make my HPL project fly. So remember that we are a specialty club that meets twice a month, typically the first Saturday of every month. However, in July, we are meeting July 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. Arrive at 3:30 if you have a role or if you'd like to do some networking. And now we meet the third Thursday of the month for a truncated meeting that is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And the next meeting for that is July 15th. We've had 2 already, and they've been phenomenal. We focus on helping our members give their message authentically and from the heart. That's where influence comes from. If people can tell that you feel them and you resonate with them and you care about them, they want to do business with you. Very important. We are always exploring new ways to help our members expand their visibility, such as participating in this very newsletter. You might have heard that before. Again, thank you for our team. Make it a great day. Make it a great month. I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye-bye. So I have 2 men waiting for me.
I know. And they want to eat because that's what
And-
they want to do, right?
Yes.
So
Well, only one of them
can't
wants
they
to,
feed themselves?
you know, that is a mystery.